Hey guys, and welcome back to Miss DeVita's Art Room. Today we are going to do our 4th grade lesson, which is a solar system. And so go ahead and get your paper, get your drawing tools like your pencil, eraser, any Sharpies that you may have, and let's get started. First of all, what we're going to do, any kind of paper that you have, it could be notebook paper, copier paper, regular drawing paper, it's up to you. It does not have to be perfect. So let's get started. And what we're going to do, put this so it's a little closer up on my paper here. And we are going to start with the center of our solar system, which is the sun. That is correct. So we're going to come in here, and it does not have to be perfect again, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to come in to the top left corner. We're going to start in the top left. You're just going to draw a little semicircle there, and that's going to be your sun. Again, center of our solar system here. The very first planet we're going to start with in our galaxy here is Mercury. Mercury looks a little bit like a meatball. All right. If you get any stray marks, it's okay. You can erase it. I got my trusty horsehead eraser here. So, and these lines do not actually exist if you were to travel into outer space. They're just to keep all of my planets in alignment here. My next planet is, does anybody know? It's correct. My next planet is Venus. Okay. So, got Venus right here. And like I said, as I go along, if you want to, you need to be able to see them better. Kind of outline them with my Sharpie here. Okay, and this one is running out on me, so I'm going to get a better one. All right. Next is what? Right, Earth, and that is the planet, obviously, that we live on. Larger planet. And you can do your land masses here. If you want to get super realistic with land masses, that's fine. You can make them look more like the actual continents and all that. And don't worry about it being perfect. You can always go back in like I did and add some shading, etc. to them afterwards, or kind of fine tune anything that you may not like as much. You usually might want to draw with a pencil first. I tend to go over everything with a Sharpie just so you all can see. All right, so we got Mercury, Venus, Earth. All right, and those are slightly more in alignment. And now we got Mars, which is known as the red planet. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over, kind of align a bit with a little bit smaller. And that is going to be kind of a reddish as we go along here. You see, so I've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. All right. Now we've got a very large planet. Who knows what that very large planet is right there? Right, a little bit more in alignment with Earth. It starts with a J. Jupiter, that's correct. That is correct. And that has stripes on it. Kind of striated is what that's called. All right, so that's our vocabulary word for the day, striated. Let's get along here. I forget my Mars. All right, see that? There's my Jupiter. Okay, and mine is very sketchy looking right now. I'm just kind of sketching in my lines, but you can always go back and erase that after you go over it with the Sharpie. Next we're going to move on to the ringed, we call this the ring planet, but there are actually a couple planets that have rings, which one of them being Saturn. It's probably one of the more popular planets with people, but so we got Saturn. All right, and it also has stripes. So we got Saturn right there. Do that so you can see it just a slight bit better. And again, guys, I'm just doing this really sketchy, and you can come back in and go over everything so it looks a little bit better. All right, so I got my Saturn. Okay, and that ring here looks a little odd, so I might want to go and kind of fine tune that a little bit. Now next down here, all right, Uranus. And that also, actually, ladies and gentlemen, has a ring. And that one's just gonna kind of run off my page here. I actually am running out of my room for Neptune here, but Neptune is off to the side here. Okay, so I've got my Neptune and my little baby Pluto out there, which is not officially a planet anymore. But, and you can stop this video or slow it down at any point in time. All right. You need to come in. And again, you don't have to do a super realistic solar system if you want to. If you don't want to, you could do some kind of otherworldly galaxy. Doesn't have to be necessarily realistic. All right. I've got this in my little orbit here. And my little Neptune over here that kind of got cut out here, right? So you start a little, I started a little further over, I believe, but there we have it. I have my solar system here, if you can see that. And if you come back in, whatever you may have handy to color with, and you do a little overlapping and shading, I like to layer my colors. All right, the sun being one giant star, big hot ball of gases, actually has solar flares and all that actually are part of the reason that we have the Aurora Borealis, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the year. But what I want to do is I want to come back in and add some shading, etc. If I want to kind of overlap color like I was talking about earlier a bit on my Earth, I can kind of, in the continents obviously we have land masses here, so you're going to have some parts that are grassy, you're going to have some parts that are more dry, desert. You can blend together like greens and yellows and browns, etc. Get your blues. If you want to come back in and watercolor the background, that's also a really good option that you might have. And I believe they call Earth sometimes the blue planet because it is made up so much of water, which of course is one of our life sources. So there you have it, folks. We have our solar system drawing. All right, thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.